Welcome sports fans, welcome back to another video. I'm Jamaica.
I'm Mr. Smith.
And this is This or That Sports TV, the place where you guys can come to get your most entertaining and interesting and accurate sports discussions on the internet.
Sorry for the name change, people. But
you want to talk them through the name change? Just a little bit.
I have several, what do I call them? Alter egos. Personalities. And this is Mr. Smith. You guys would have recognized the low cut, the schoolboy taking them back 7 years ago.
In other words, he saw when I went low, and then he decided to cut his hair low. Somebody has to be a leader and somebody has to be a follower. Anyways,
copyright haircut, ready?
That's not what we're here for today, guys. What we're here today to do is to speak about the match.
Yeah.
The Reggae Boys versus USA at the National Stadium. We're here to critically analyze and to break down what happened, where we went wrong, where we went right, and what we would have done differently had you been given a chance, right?
Makes sense.
Alright, so let's get right into it. But before we do, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it. Alright, let's go.
Alright, so the first thing I want us to talk about is the lineup. Right? So let's adjust the lineup. Let's talk about what we like about the lineup and what we don't like. So let's go through the lineup first. Andre Blake in goal, Javane Brown, Damian Lowe, Liam Moore, and Kemar Lawrence were the defenders. We picked that back five. Both of us selected that back five. In the midfield, we had Lamar Walker, Speedy Williams, and Javon Watson. And the attackers were Liam Bailey, Mikel Antonio, and Bobby Reed. What do you feel about that lineup?
And what do I think about the Jamaica lineup? Because we're here to speak about our Reggae Boys.
Right.
We were absolutely taken aback when we heard the starting midfield of Javon Watson, Lamar Walker, and Devon Williams.
Yeah.
I think it was so obvious to almost everybody in the National Stadium that the midfield three should have included both Anthony Grant and Ravel Morrison.
And why did you say it was evident to everybody in the stands?
Well,
what did you see while in the National Stadium?
Even before the game, when the lineups were announced, you could have heard the disgruntled reactions towards the starting 11 and the players who would have started when the fans did not believe that it should have been. And why I would have Ravel Morrison in the starting lineup is because Ravel Morrison is without a doubt our most skillful and most creative midfielder. And I think with him, the ability for magic to be created is always there. There's always an eminent threat with Ravel Morrison, and as such, he should always be in our midfield trio.
And that attacking breakdown, and that attacking midfielder breakdown, I want to add to that. This would have been our most important game in the campaign so far. It would have been Theodore TAPPA Whitmore's most important game maybe of his career, arguably of his career.
Yeah.
And in this game, you start a man that prior to this game, you've only played 67 minutes in one game and 7 minutes in one. And you start him in the most important game of your career. Explain that to me.
Well, I've been hearing conspiracy theories going around that maybe this was the game for him to get a contract. But anyways,
no,
we're not even going to...
I know you want to talk about Javon Watson.
I for sure want to speak about Javon Watson. So basically, I was told by people around me that I should be more tactful in how I adjust or how I speak about these players, as I've been told that I tend to be harsh at times. However, what you guys will get from me, Jomar, on this channel is unadulterated honesty at all times. I refuse to lower my standards and my integrity to suit anyone else.
Facts.
Javon Watson, people would say the national program is bigger than a player, but in my opinion, Javon Watson is literally bigger than the national program. He's literally bigger than the national program. He cannot manage his own weight on the pitch. In the game against the USA, he was a walking red card. He was late on every single challenge. He was huffing and puffing by the 25th minute, and he was simply relegated to just being a third defender, just playing a bit higher. He gave us absolutely nothing going forward. He gave us no presence in the midfield, and it was evident in the first goal. Like the US with Javon Watson at the central defensive midfield position could do anything they wanted to do in our midfield because he just was not present.
They were toying with us, bro.
He was not present in the midfield, and all his challenges were late. You can see that he's unfit. You can see that he just technically isn't up to scratch. And an apt replacement was there for him. On the bench, Anthony Grant, who has had an outstanding qualifying campaign to this point. So I cannot understand that omission and inclusion. It just baffles me completely.
And to add to that, bro, he could have been sent off.
And I would go further to say that he should have been sent off.
That's not even to be argued. He should have been sent off. Yeah. And we were in the stadiums praying that the referee didn't blow the whistle.
Yeah, because we saw the tackle.
He was late to every tackle,
and we saw
after maybe 20 minutes.
And he picked up an early yellow card.
I must say though, I selected Javon Williams in my starting lineup. Javon Watson in my starting lineup, just because I like how Javon Watson slots in the back. This wasn't the game for that. Understood? So I must say I got that one wrong. But this look bigger than him. 30 years old.
He is bigger than it.
Alright. But let's move on. Let's talk about what we like about the lineup.
Alright, so the front three. I called it right on the head. And I'm not going to say because I called it and TAPPA agreed with me, it was correct.
Yeah.
Because in fact, that may be the complete opposite. The fact that TAPPA agreed with me.
I think you got that one wrong, to be honest.
I definitely got Bobby Reid wrong. Bobby Reid has been nothing short of a liability in this campaign to this point. And honestly, one of my favorite individual footballers on this national team. You know, sitting here remembering what he's done in the Premier League, what he's currently doing in the Championship. He's a player with immense ability. And that is undoubtable.
For sure.
However, whether it be because of the system that he's being played in, it's too physical for him. The long balls he's not able to take those balls under control and to make do with what they're providing him. Maybe he's just not there mentally, emotionally, I'm not sure what. But Bobby Reid just looks lost on the pitch.
I agree. Touching on things that we like about the lineup, I must say we've been calling for Javian Brown. Like what I saw from Javian Brown.
Yeah, Javian.
Love what I saw from Kemar Lawrence was clearly injured. I must say that, clearly injured. Understood? You want to say something that we saw in the stadium? We saw 11 outfield players warming up.
Yeah, so
we saw that with our own two eyes.
With the Kemar Lawrence change, I think
it was premeditated, bro.
Yep,
for sure.
But then
Greg Lee was warming up before the game.
That goes to ask the question: if he's injured, why push him?
Exactly. But I think it's just a matter of if I can go, I will go.
And I love that. And Kemar Lawrence has been and will continue. No,
I can't say I love it because as the coach, you're supposed.
I love that Kemar Lawrence is willing to push himself.
But TAPPA still bad decision.
Bad decision to start him if he wasn't ready to go. However, in all honesty, I was very hard on Greg Lee. And if you'd asked me before that game, I would have taken a 75% Kemar Lawrence over a healthy Greg Lee. Obviously, and we speak about things that we really liked in that game, Greg Lee came on at the half and he was an absolute firecracker. Going down the wing, getting squares in, making tackles on the defensive end, not being beaten, being very composed, playing good passes. Like, go ahead and expound on Greg Lee's game.
Greg Lee played 45 minutes, right? He had 5 duels, he did not lose one in that game. And you guys don't see behind us his duels. He won all 5 of his duels. Now the player who led duels in this game though, Mikel Antonio. Let's touch it because we're talking about what we like, you know. And before we even talk about some of the bad things, the tactics and break it down, let's talk about the things that we like first. Mikel Antonio, he was a problem for that back line.
Yeah, so the statistics might be skewed because it would have said that he would have only won 50% of his duels. That's a point where stats just do not represent the full of the story.
Right.
Mikel Antonio, on every single long pass played by Damian Lowe or Andre Blake, in his general vicinity, he went up and he challenged and he was a problem for Richards and Zimmerman. An absolute problem. And the majority of those balls just ended up falling on Bobby Reid or on Lemar Walker or on Devon Williams all the time, or Leon Bailey.
We are persons who play football. And I for sure know as an outfield player, one thing your coach will say, even if you can't win the ball, jump.
Jump.
Right? So, he had 12 aerial duels. No, he had 8 aerial duels, 12 overall. He won 2 of those duels. But, he was a problem for all 8. Not because he lost the duel, mean that we turned over possession.
Yep.
So, we benefit from all, I would say, all 8 of those possessions. It was a problem for Walker Zimmerman.
So, yeah, he was a problem for Walker.
You can see the heat map behind us, which in our tactical breakdown will be a problem.
Yeah.
But here you can see where he was predominantly outside of the box getting knockdowns on the heat map. But let's go into the tactics now. What was TAPPA tactics going into this game?
Alright, well, I think
our supporters would know because we told them in the last video.
Yeah. We've been harping on it, and what we predicted is ultimately what happened. Our central defenders, in particular, Damian Lowe, and our goalkeeper, was prompted to hurl it long in the vicinity of Mikel Antonio and hope for him to win possession. Mikel Antonio's sheer brilliance and just individual superiority was able to make that seem as though it was somewhat successful. However, Mikel Antonio is the type of forward that does most of his work inside of the 18-yard box, right? Mikel Antonio.
That's where he does his damage.
Mikel Antonio is the type of player that can run on to balls, play off balls, right? Has his back on goal, turn, take shots, so on and so forth. But if you guys would take a look at the heat map behind me, Mikel Antonio would have been, for most of the game, as you guys can see, above the D.
He's our number 9, by the way.
I was just about to ask you, is he an attacking midfielder or is he a striker?
And if he's there, where is Lamar Walker?
Where is Lamar Walker? So that's the point that I'm trying to make. So, yes, Mikel Antonio was high up winning headers, playing balls off and so on and so forth. But we are not utilizing our best player in the best way possible because he's not being able to get to his strong point. Fun fact, Mikel Antonio had not scored a goal outside of the box in so long.
I think it's 7 years.
Many years. And he did it today. And I'm not going to say, oh, that's a testament to anything else but his sheer superiority and brilliance.
And if they don't believe us, let's talk about the passing statistics. So, the person that led the team in passing is Speedy Williams. He played the most pass and he was the most accurate passer on the field for Jamaica with 82%. Other than Speedy Williams, our next player that made the most passes in the game was Andre Blake and Damian Lowe, playing 32 passes. So our centre back and our keeper was tied for the second most passes in the game. It's clear that we were playing the long ball. And their accuracy, Damian Lowe 56% and Andre Blake 41%.
And as I said,
that's poor, bro.
And we did not score resulting from any long pass.
Right. So in the fan camps, I asked a lot of the persons, did TAPPA system work today? No, it didn't. No, TAPPA was saved again by individual brilliance.
Rush said it. Or moments, man, provided us with a moment.
And they will say, oh, we should have won the game from Damian Lowe's goal. That was a set piece. That's not TAPPA's system.
Set piece.
Again, Jamaica only can score from individual brilliance, or as you mentioned, set pieces. Yeah. That's not TAPPA's system. That's not tactics. We have players like Liam Bailey. That again, I'm not going to question these players. I refuse to question the players. Liam Bailey, Mikel Antonio, Bobby Reed, Damian Lowe, Andre. We know these players. We know that these players are good footballers. Yeah. So why, when we put them together in this Jamaican system, we are skipping the midfield?
So, do you want to talk about the subs? Because we spoke about Greg Lee, absolutely outstanding. Do you want to speak about the difference that was made when Ravel Morrison was eventually introduced and Anthony Grant?
Bro, you're leaving off a sub again. And I don't want to seem like I'm beating TAPPA. But, alright, the Ravel Morrison sub was a great substitute. Well, I can't even say it was great because he should have started.
Yep, and even if he didn't start it, so why would it have taken 68 minutes to get Ravel Morrison into the game?
What more did you need to see from Lamar Walker?
What more?
Or not see?
Or not see.
Poor. No. 2 good substitutions according to the runner play. So, he took off Javon Watson, brought on Anthony Grant.
And Anthony Grant stepped it up.
But talk about the other one. Leon Bailey went down with a cramp. He had to come off. He brought on O'Neal Fisher, all right back.
Yep.
Bro, like, what is going on?
I was wondering why not Shamar Nichols?
Why not Corey Burke?
Why not Corey Burke?
He had multiple chances to bring on those players.
And that also leads me to think, where's Jamal Lowe?
Where's Jamal?
Where's Blair Turner?
Right.
So, we went for O'Neal Fisher, and I just cannot get it, guys.
We're playing our right back as a right midfielder.
Well, I guess he scored in Honduras as a
left midfielder.
He scored in
I wouldn't even put him on as a left midfielder.
So
it's poor, bro.
So
it's
yeah,
poor.
It's all over the place. The Theodore system is absolutely all over the place.
Let's go through some more statistics just for the people.
All right.
Right? So we know that America was playing football with Jamaica. Right? America was dominating the midfield. They passed the ball around Javon Watson and Speedy. Right? So they had 62% of the possession. We had 38%. Right? They had 2 shots on target to R2. I don't think the shots overall is necessary because they had a lot of shots blocked, so the statistics might have been skewed. Right, so 2 shots on target to R2. We had 1 disallowed goal, right? And that just sums up the game. We talked about the long balls, so we know what we were trying to do, and we talk about their possession, so we know what they're trying to do. I don't think we needed this game to tell us what America would have done. So why are we not setting up in the best way possible to face America?
And
is that incompetence on the coach's part?
No, why are we not setting up in the best way to face America, especially when it's so blatantly obvious?
Right.
The best way.
So yeah, that's the game and breaking down the tactics. Let's talk about the fans in the stadium. This is something that we love. 4,100 persons, and that was poor from Jamaica. I must say, people, public, that is poor. I don't know. Nobody can tell me that we have less than 5,000 vaccinated people in Jamaica.
No, we definitely have.
And we did not sell out that game. 4,100 persons were in that game. Poor from the fans. Now, in the stadium, though, was bouncy.
Yeah.
And the fans that were there, that was great. I can put a video here showing you guys inside the stadium when we were celebrating that goal. You know, when Rabel Marcy was coming on, it was great inside the stadium.
Absolutely jumping, and you just love to see it. But that's the thing. 4,100, you will know that those 4,100, like ourselves, are die-hearted reggae boy fans that will be there for
that wants to be
thick or thin.
Right, not the wagonists.
Yeah, so it was good to be back in the stadium, and I think we really helped the boys.
Right.
I think our presence definitely impacted the performance, you know?
All right, so before we wrap it up, let's talk a little bit about TAPPA. Right, so you guys would have seen that Wednesday night, there was a story broken by Jamaica Observer, Sportsmax, several media hosts, that TAPPA is out of a job. But Thursday morning, all of that was rescinded. What's going on with JFL?
Alright, so what is going on with JFL? Is TAPPA out?
I have no clue personally.
Is TAPPA out or is TAPPA in? Well, from what I've heard,
our sources.
Yeah, from what I've heard is that he's on the way to being out, but it has not been solidified. And as such, the news that was broken was premature. And I'm not sure how it is, like in what FA something like this. This is one of the most bizarre things in football. This is one of the most bizarre occurrences that I have ever experienced in my life of being a football fan. Like, it is so weird. Is the guy out? Not only was he slated to be fired, there was also a replacement, Ricky Hill. And then I'm hearing now that Ricky Hill is not even a candidate.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that it's between the 3 coaches right now. Yeah. I'm hearing that Paul Hall might be the front runner. What is going on in the Jamaica Football Federation?
I must say I have no clue. Last night we did a live with Military Guna TV. Shout out to Military Guna TV. You know, a lot of the other reggae boy fan channels, like on YouTube, breaking the story also.
Yeah.
You're talking about it confidently. Because, again, I don't want you guys to beat the YouTubers. Because the reputable sources broke the news.
RGR.
And we just reported it.
Sportsmax and The Observer.
Nationwide.
Yep, like those are 4 sources. Those are the four most reputable sources in the country.
Right, and so I don't want to say too much at the top of in or out situation. Personally, I think a better coach would do better with this squad.
I think any coach would do better with this.
And if this decision is made to remove TAPPA Whitmore as the head coach of the Jamaica national team, I think it would have been delayed. I think it's too late. I'm not going to go into the depths of it. But that's just my opinion on it.
When we get more information, guys, for sure we'll expound on it and tell you our general thoughts. But for now, that's just our immediate reaction to this whole bizarre situation.
Yeah, we're not going to say too much, just to be safe. And I don't want to put out false information. But before we leave, and I leave the best thing for last, was Jamaica robbed? Or did we shoot ourselves in the leg? Or did Bobby Reed shoot us in the leg?
Can it be all of them?
No, it can't be all of them.
No, it has to be all of them.
Pick a side, bro.
I refuse to pick one of the 3 because it is absolutely every single one of those 3 options. As you guys can see, I will be here in my no justice, no peace shirt, you know. I don't know if Rush will allow me to stand and show the back, but it says it says Black Lives Matter. It was shown yesterday that we were egregiously robbed of our 3 points. Damian Lowe didn't even lift his hands up. He did not. How was that goal disallowed?
This is Damian Lowe in the air. Look at the shots.
No, I've been calling for...
And I'll find the shots and put them up.
I've been calling for a Damian Lowe corner kick or set piece header. I've been saying it for the last 4 games. And this was finally my moment to be proven right. And it was taken away by a Costa Rican referee. Just so happens that Jamaica is jostling with Costa Rica to get a chance to compete for that 4th spot. Do you think that's a coincidence?
I'm not going to be as bold as you saying that we were robbed just because he's Costa Rican. I think we were robbed. Not because he was Costa Rican, but because
he has some money on it?
No, but because he's just incompetent.
So you think that's just bad officiating?
That's just bad officiating. You understand? And maybe just being frightened for America. They were heavy favorites coming into the game, so maybe he had his preconceived notion towards the game. So I'm not going to say, oh, it's Costa Rican. Costa Rica is vying for the 4th spot with Jamaica, so that's why, because that's really unprofessional. And I can't.
Unprofessional? Are you calling me unprofessional, bro?
No, not you. Okay. I'm saying he would have been unprofessional, just chalking off a goal without even seeing or consulting his line. We were in the stadium. The USA players they barely appealed. So we know that we were robbed. But his intentions, I won't say that it's because he's Costa Rican.
Guys, I'm just giving you some food for thought. Bobby Reed. Jesus.
We'll wrap it up.
Just kick the ball in the goal, blood. Come on, mate.
Alright, so yeah, that's all from Mr. Smith and Joe Mar here. Thank you guys for watching. And thanks for the support. 250 plus subscribers in less than a month. So grateful. Don't stop supporting though. Share the video, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell, do it all. So yeah, you want to give them the mats or you just want to leave them?
No, brother, I have to give them the mats, bro. What are you talking about?
Go for it.
Guys, if each one of our subscribers can just get us 5 subscribers each, guys. You know how many subscribers that would rack in by the end of the day? Do they know?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they do.
Somebody knows. So guys, please just share the video, and as he would have previously said, like it, subscribe. This is This or That Sports TV.
And we're out.